The Last Samurai was the Tom Cruise epic film where he played American Captain Nathan Algren, who becomes a samurai. Pretty brief summary there if anyone wants to go and watch the movie without any spoilers. Now, his story was inspired by two French soldiers who became samurai and fought for the shogunate and Republic of Izu against the Meiji Emperor in the Boshin War from 1868 to 1869. First up is Jules Brunet, who graduated as an officer in the French Horse Artillery. Shortly after graduating, Brunet was sent to serve in the 1861 French invasion of Mexico. As a sub-lieutenant in the artillery regiment of the Imperial Guard, he served with distinction throughout the war, and particularly during the Siege of Puebla in 1863, where he was awarded by Emperor Napoleon III with the Cross of the Légion d'Honneur. Brunet was then promoted to captain of the artillery in 1867, and during his time in Mexico, Brunet was able to create a number of quickly drawn sketches, and many of them would be published by the French newspapers to illustrate the war. In 1866, the French government decided to send a group of military advisors to Japan to help modernize the shogun's army. For his distinction and performance in the artillery school and in the war in Mexico, Brunet was a main choice for the artillery corps of the mission. He was notably recommended to Emperor Napoleon III by government official Emilien de Nouwerkerque, who also noted Brunet's drawing skills and his most great desire to be in charge of a mission to Japan. At age 28, Brunet was the youngest member of the officer corps selected for the mission. They arrived in Japan in 1867 and trained the shogun's troops for about a year. While in Japan, Brunet was promoted to captain again, and then the shogun in 1868 was overthrown in the Boshin War, and Emperor Meiji was nominally restored to full power. The French expedition was ordered back to France in September. Brunet, however, chose to stay in Japan and remain loyal to the shogun's side of the war. He decided to assist the, quote, Northern Alliance in their resistance against the imperial faction. Brunet was present in the Battle of Toba Fushimi near Osaka and fled to Edo on a warship. He helped to organize the Izo army under the hybrid Franco-Japanese leadership, and he was made second in command of the army. The Izo last stand was a 6-month battle of Hakodate. Brunet was able to escape back to France, and the new Japanese government wanted to extradite Brunet to punish him, but Brunet's exploits had become very popular in France, and the French government refused. During the Franco-Prussian War of 1870 to 1871, Brunet distinguished himself at battles of Spicharen, Mars-la-Tour, and Gravelotte. He was taken prisoner at the Siege of Metz, and in the aftermath of the war, Brunet played a key role as a member of the Versailles army in the suppression of the Paris Commune. He visited the British Royal School of Military Engineering in August of 1871, and later that year he was made an officer of the Légion d'Honneur and assigned as aide-de-camp in the Minister of War's department. The second man who inspired The Last Samurai is Eugene Collache, and not too much is known about his early life other than the fact that he was a French naval officer based on the ship Minerve of the French Oriental Fleet. Collache deserted when the ship was anchored at Yokohama Harbor with his friend Henri Nicole to rally other French officers led by Jules Brunet, who had embraced the cause of Bakufu in the Boshin War. It's also worth noting that at this time, Collache was 21 years old, so maybe you should get out of your parents' basement. On May 18, 1869, the decision was made to make a surprise attack on the Imperial Navy, which was moving north to confront them. Collache thus participated in the naval battle of Miyoka, where he was at the ship Takoa. The ship had engine trouble and trailed behind all of the other ships when the ambush was planned. The Takoa then wrecked while being pursued by Imperial ships. While trying to escape the wreckage through the mountains, Collache finally surrendered after a few days together with his troops to the Japanese authorities. They were brought to Edo and imprisoned. He was judged and condemned to death, but he was eventually pardoned. He was transferred to Yokohama on board the French Navy frigate Colotegon, where he was joined by the remaining French rebel officers led by Jules Brunet. Once back in France, both Collache and Nicole were put on trial for desertion and treason, but were given light sentences. Nicole would be drafted during the Franco-Prussian War, and Collache was allowed to re-enlist in the French army so they could serve together. However, Henri Nicole was killed in the war at the age of 24. Those were the two French samurai who inspired Tom Cruise's The Last Samurai movie. Did you know about these foreign samurai before this video? Do you have any other suggestions about foreign samurai? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.